Why was Taj Bradley optioned back to AAA? Let's discuss on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. Today is Wednesday, April 26th. I am Frank Sanford, joined by Scott White, and we got our collective hearts broken on Tuesday afternoon. Scott, Taj Bradley optioned back to AAA. The explanation that we were given was that he needs to work on a 5-day schedule. As of now, he's on a 6-day schedule, and that the Rays want to get Yanni Chirinos and Josh Fleming some more work. Don't know that I buy that second part, but maybe they're onto something with that first part. What do we do with Taj Bradley? Are you holding on?
Yeah, I'm holding on. My initial reaction to this was Ray's gonna Ray, and we had to expect some chicanery on their part because, particularly with developing pitchers, this is what they do. Not always sending them back to the minors, but just like fiddling with their playing time in some way. So I think the biggest disappointment is that you lose the second start from Taj Bradley this week. It's not going to be a 2-start week, but he's going to have to come back soon. They have 3 true starters in their rotation right now, and they were already willing to take the lid off of Bradley, calling him up in the first place. He's pitched well for them. Maybe the schedule is such that they can work around not having him for now, but he's going to have to be back soon enough. And as well as he's pitched, and given the pitching market as a whole, I think you got to hold on to him.
And I don't think any team ever really views it this way, but the Rays are off to a fantastic start. So I guess it's a luxury that their record is so good, and they probably want Taj Bradley for later in the season and the postseason when things matter more. But alas, I think you need to hold on to him. I agree with you, Scott. 6+ strikeouts in each start, and he's looked fantastic so far this season. There are rumors, speculation, that Cleveland Guardians prospect Tanner Bybee, pitching prospect, could be promoted to make a start on Wednesday. That has not been confirmed yet, but in 28 starts in the minors, last year and this year combined, 2.13 ERA, 0.97 whip, 186 strikeouts, over 148 innings pitched. This guy's legit. I think there's a lot to like, Scott. What are your thoughts on Tanner Bybee, and where does he fit in among this entire group of pitching prospects? Taj Bradley, Logan Allen, Mason Miller, Brandon Pfaadt.
Well, it's hard to answer that second question because, first of all, we don't even know if Bybee's coming up. We don't know if it's a one-and-done situation. The Guardians have a full rotation already. Now they could send out Peyton Battenfield, who had a bad start on Tuesday. They could finally pull the plug on Zach Plesac, who has gotten more run than maybe he deserves. But ultimately, it's going to depend on if Bybee delivers on his promise right away, provided he gets called up in the first place. He has a lot of promise. I think by traditional evaluation standards, Tanner Bybee is much more interesting than Logan Allen, who has a great minor league track record himself, and we saw him come up and deliver good results. Bybee's a more traditional prospect. 1.8 walks per 9 innings he had in the minors last year to go along with a terrific strikeout rate. And it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up, especially given the Guardians' track record developing pitchers, if he got this opportunity and ran with it. Given all the uncertainty, though, I would rather have Logan Allen than him. I think I'd rather have Brandon Pfaadt than him, who I expect, once he's up, he'll stick around for sure. I would take Bybee over Mason Miller, who hasn't looked nearly dominant enough to overcome the issue of pitching for the Athletics. So I'm kind of down on him right now. Overall excited about Bybee, but there's a lot of questions that need to be answered still.
All right, Scott, let's quickly wrap up with Jose Berrios, who might be back. He has 3 strong starts in a row, and he went 7 shutout with 9 strikeouts on Tuesday night against the Chicago White Sox. What did you see from Jose Berrios, and are you buying it?
So, the main thing is just that, he was missing bats again. He got 9 strikeouts, got 16 whiffs. He threw his changeup about twice as often than normal. It was responsible for 7 of those whiffs. So I don't know if he figured out something with that and if it's something he can continue to do. But maybe the most impressive thing of all, Average exit velocity against him in this start, 80.1 miles per hour. Very, very, very low. And even when we've seen Barrios have good results this year, whether it's spring training or regular season, a lot of hard contact. That wasn't the case. And his overall average exit velocity now is similar to what it was 2 years ago before the troubles really began. So maybe Jose Berrios is getting back on track here. We can certainly hope so. If I was on the verge of dropping him a couple turns ago, I certainly am not now.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.